This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(6:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malwarachi and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. The government urges the people to get vaccinated and stay at home. The Army Commander requests the public to obtain the vaccines without being misled by rumours. The government stresses enhanced global vaccine collaboration. Sri Lanka's COVID death toll exceeds 5,000. 30-day visa extension has been declared for foreigners in Sri Lanka. The Trade Minister says that an increase in price of milk powder will not be allowed. And in news overseas, Greece wildfires spread, causing mass evacuation. And in sports news, China leads the Olympics medals table by winning 38 gold, 31 silver and 18 bronze medals. Those were the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. The Sri Lankan government is urging the people to get the COVID vaccinations immediately to save lives from the rapidly spreading COVID-19 Delta strain. The Department of Government Information, issuing a statement, said the highly transmissible Delta variant of coronavirus is spreading rapidly across Sri Lanka, like in many other countries of the world, and every person is at risk of getting infected. Around 1.5% of the persons infected with the COVID-19 Delta variant would eventually die. Majority of the infected have to be treated in intensive care units. In order to avoid this danger, the health authorities strongly advise the public to strictly adhere to the following instructions. First of all, get vaccinated against coronavirus. Most of the infected people around the world survived due to the vaccination. Do not leave homes unless it is essential. Avoid participating in weddings, funerals and other similar events where people gather in large numbers. Remember to wear a face mask when visiting public places. People should not stay in closed places such as rooms, halls, elevators, vehicles, etc. when crowded. Washing your hands using soap from time to time. Stay away from others, keeping a good distance. And if you have chronic illness, do not leave home except for work. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva has emphasized that the risk of life due to corona could be prevented by obtaining the vaccines without being misled by false information. He stated it is essential to adhere to health guidelines. The government is carrying out the vaccination program speedily. The government, including the President and the Prime Minister, is taking the utmost measures to accelerate the vaccination program in the country. Addressing the first international forum on COVID-19 vaccine cooperation held virtually recently, Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena called for enhanced global efforts to forge close cooperation between countries to enable the availability and affordability of COVID-19 vaccines to everyone in line with the SDG 3 target to ensure access to safe, effective, quality and affordable essential medicines and vaccinations for all. While highlighting Sri Lankan government's success in vaccinating more than 90% of its population over the age of 30 with the first dose of the vaccination, Minister Gunawardena underlined that there are still remaining significant inequalities in the vaccination programs across the world that need to be remedied to successfully defeat the COVID-19 pandemic. Towards this end, Minister Gunawardena thanked both bilateral and international partners, particularly China, for timely supply of over 10 million vaccine doses, including the gift of 2.7 million Sinopharm vaccines to the Sri Lanka's vaccination campaign. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking.
And we continue with more local news. 98 deaths that occurred due to COVID-19 on Friday were reported yesterday. Among these deaths, 47 are males and 51 are females, and the majority of the deaths, numbering 78, were of elderly individuals over 60 years of age. The total deaths due to COVID-19 has now risen to 5,017. Sri Lanka has confirmed as many as 324,223 cases of COVID to date. According to the epidemiology unit's data, more than 28,000 infected persons are currently under medical care. The validity period of all types of visas currently obtained by foreigners residing in Sri Lanka has been extended by 30 days until the 7th of September. Only visa fees applicable for that period will be charged for the visas that expire within this period and are exempted from charging overstay penalty, the Department of Immigration and Immigration stated, issuing a notice. Accordingly, tourist visa holders can follow one of the methodologies to make the payment for the extension of the visa and to get the visa endorsement. To obtain a tourist visa holders are advised to pay the relevant visa fee and get the visa extension via the below-mentioned link or before September 7th via eservices.immigration.gov.lk/VS. Or, if intending to leave Sri Lanka during this period, the journey will also be facilitated by paying the relevant visa fee at the airport or by visiting the head office at Battaramulla on or before the 7th of September and get the endorsed visa on the passport by making the relevant visa fee. The visa extension also applies to all resident visa holders. Minister of Trade Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said if the price of milk powder is allowed to be increased by around 200 rupees, the current shortage of milk powder will be eliminated, but such an increase in price will not be allowed. The minister said that due to the collapse of the global supply chain with the COVID pandemic, transport and shipping charges have gone up, and the reason for shortage is that the milk powder is not being imported due to not being allowed to increase prices. However, consumers have recently stated that there is a severe shortage of milk powder in many parts of the island and there is not even a small packet of milk powder to buy. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The government urges the people to get vaccinated and stay at home. The Army commander requests the public to obtain the vaccines without being misled by rumours. The government stresses enhanced global vaccine collaboration. Sri Lanka's COVID death toll exceeds 5,000. 30-day visa extension has been declared for foreigners in Sri Lanka. The trade minister says that an increase in price of milk powder will not be allowed. And that was the local news.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking. People's Bank Digital Banking, your ultimate convenience.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, special operations have been initiated in search of the unvaccinated individuals in the city of Colombo, police spokesman Senior DIG Ajit Rohana says. The community police units of the Sri Lanka Police are carrying out their relevant operations with the assistance of the health authorities and the officials of the Colombo Municipal Council. An inoculation program was operative at the Sukadasa Stadium yesterday to vaccinate people aged over 30 years and above and are living in the city of Colombo and have not got the first dose of the vaccination yet. According to the police spokesman, nearly 5,000 people have been brought to the Sukadasa Stadium for the vaccination with the intervention of the community police units. He appealed to the general public to get vaccinated against COVID-19 as soon as possible without hesitation. The vaccine clinic at the Sukadasa Stadium will continue today as well. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And in Watchlight this morning, the Ministry of Health has introduced 2 contact numbers for the public to clarify any issues related to hospitalization of COVID-19 patients. Accordingly, people can contact the number 1999 or 0117 966 366 for this purpose. The numbers once again, 1999 or 0117 966 366 for this purpose. Health Ministry spokesman Dr. Hemantha Herath says that it is apt to take low-risk patients to a treatment center through the medical officer of health. And with that, we move on to the headlines of the world news. Greece wildfires spread, causing mass evacuations. Taliban has taken control of the city of Shebahan in the northern Afghanistan. A bat was killed by a cat after recording 1,200-mile journey. Those are the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the world news. Thousands of tourists and residents have been evacuated from towns north of the Greek capital of Athens as wildfires spread across the country. Strong winds and high temperatures are making it difficult to control the blazes, which have killed at least 2 people, including a firefighter. Huge clouds of smoke and ash near Athens has meant that people there have also been urged to leave their homes. More than 150 fires have been reported and 6 areas have been put on high alert. The Taliban say that they have taken control of the city of Shebahan in the northern Afghan province of Jawzan. An Afghan defense ministry spokesman told the BBC government forces were still in the city and would clear out the Taliban soon. This is the second regional capital to fall to the militants after Zaraj in the southwestern province of Nimros fell on Friday. It is a major blow to the security forces, with battles raging across the country. A record-breaking bat that flew more than 1,200 miles, that is 2,018 kilometers from London to Russia, died after being attacked by a cat. The female Nathusios pispastrel bat the size of a human thumb was discovered in Russia's region. The bat, whose wing had London Zoo marking, was rescued by a bat rehabilitation group but later died. This is the furthest recorded journey by a bat from Britain across Europe, beating all known British records. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Greece wildfires spread, causing mass evacuations. Taliban has taken control of the city of Shebahan in the northern Afghanistan. A bat was killed by a cat after recording 1,200-mile journey. And that was the world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melva RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melva RB500, number 1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
And in development news, the government plans to electrify the Kalani Valley railway line to run an electric train every 7 minutes. Transport Minister Gamini Lokage said the government has decided to electrify the KV line to reduce the traffic congestion on high-level, low-level and horizontal roads during the rush hours. Accordingly, as of now, the feasibility study and the detailed engineering design have been completed for the development of the Mardana Paduka section of the Kalani Valley railway line. And that came to you in the segment of development news.
Development News was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melva RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melva RB500, number 1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
Moving on to sports news, in the Netherlands, Saifan Hassan has won the 10,000 meters to seal her second gold and the third medal of the Tokyo Olympics. The 28-year-old has been seeking an unprecedented gold treble, but missed it out on the feat when she took the bronze in the 1,500 meters, but still takes home a hat-trick of medals after adding yesterday's gold to her 5,000-meter title. An elated Japanese side won the coveted Olympic baseball gold in Tokyo 2020 after beating the United States yesterday. The victory means Team Japan completes a historic double with the women's softball team already taking the gold. And still in Olympics news, China is leading the Olympics table by winning 38 golds, 31 silver and 18 bronze by now. USA is in the second place with 36 golds, 39 silvers and 33 bronze. Japan is in the third position with 27 golds, 12 silver and 17 bronze medals. And Russia Olympic Committee is in the fourth place by winning 20 gold, 26 silver and 23 bronze so far. Sri Lanka has not taken a single medal. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
In business news, the Sri Lanka Development Bond auction of $75 million has been announced, with bids to close on Wednesday, with around $151 million of bonds to mature on 15th of August. The local law dollar-dominated bonds can be bought by banks, exporters, and those with personal or business foreign currency accounts and foreign investors. The minimum application is $10,000. Bids can be submitted for 9 months, 1 year, 7 months, 3 years and 5 months, and 4 years and 11 months bonds. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And in economic news, Sri Lanka's crepe rubber production at farms and some high-end rubber exports by multinationals could be hit as the ingredients of their manufacture are stuck at the port, with banks unable to issue dollars amid money printing, industry officials warned. Sri Lanka producers sought after light-colored crepe rubber, and one of the ingredients that go into their making is sodium metabisulfite and sodium sulfite. But the shipments are stuck at the port as money printing has triggered forex shortages, threatening the crepe rubber industry, industrial officials said. That was economic news, and the weather report to conclude.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And finally, the weather report. The Met Department says that the southwest monsoon condition is active over the country. Showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in these areas. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in the Uva and eastern province and in the Mullaitivu district during the evening or night. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected in the western slope of the Central Hills, southern, northwestern and north central provinces and in the Mathale district. And that was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. The government urges the people to get vaccinated and stay at home. The Army commander requests the public to obtain the vaccines without being misled by rumours. The government stresses enhanced global vaccine collaboration. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 death toll exceeds 5,000. 30-day visa extension has been declared for foreigners in Sri Lanka. The trade minister says that an increase in the price of milk powder will not be allowed. In news overseas, Greece wildfires spread, causing mass evacuations. And in sports news, China leads the Olympics medals table by winning 38 gold, 31 silver and 18 bronze medals. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news.